All right, hello everybody, Chef V back again with another tutorial. Today we are going to make Spritz cookies, which in Swedish or German translation, it roughly translates to spray. So what you're gonna do is actually pipe these in a pastry bag with a star tip and give them their nice little shape. And we're actually gonna make rings. So I have my Spritz dough here too. So you definitely wanna make sure that it's nice and warm. It's a lot easier to pipe through the pastry bag when you do that. So over here I of course have a plastic pastry bag, and I also have a cloth one, so I usually just use that for a little extra support, but it's not necessary. So we're gonna go ahead and just cut a little bit of this off, put our pastry tip inside of there. And this is a number 4 in case anybody's wondering. So we're gonna put that in there. Now you can use different tools to get the dough out, but since it is being cooked, I'm not too worried about sanitation, so I'm just gonna grab it with my bare hand because it is pretty soft at this point. All right, now we're just gonna kind of throw them in there. Now you don't wanna fill your pastry bag too full, especially with this dough, because then you're gonna have a hard time actually trying to squeeze it, because it is still pretty stiff, even though it is kind of a soft dough. And then I'm just gonna reinforce it in my canvas pastry bag here. All right, so right here I have my sheet tray that I'm gonna, with parchment, that I'm gonna line them on. And then basically I'm just gonna start holding the pastry bag straight up and down. And then you just pipe a little ring just like that. And then you just kind of keep going. And I space them a little bit apart. They're not gonna really spread too much, but I just like to give them a little distance here, just so they have enough room. And then of course it's easier, so after you bake these, if you want to decorate them with a little melted chocolate, you can. Okay. So those are the rings. That's a pretty common shape, and then you bake those off. 375 takes them about 12-15 minutes or so, just till they're starting to get a light golden brown around the edges. And there's another common shape that you do. It's like a little S like this. So you do a few of these. And then you want to make sure that you're holding your bag high enough so it kind of falls out. It makes a nice shape like that. This one was kind of, but the good thing about this is you can erase them. So you just throw them back in there and then you do new ones. So let it fall out so you get a nice shape. And I'm just doing like a figure 8 kind of shape here. And then what you do is you just put a little indent in both of those circles there. We'll do one more here. I just put a little divot there. And then right here I have some raspberry jam, so I'm just gonna cut a little bit of that off. And then all I'm gonna do is just put a little dollop of raspberry jam in each one of those. And that just gives it a nice little appearance. And there's your Spritz cookies. So there's lots of different shapes you can make. That's a pretty common one there. You can do S's, you can do crescents. I just like to do the round ones right there, the rings. And then they're really easy to decorate. Like I said, after they're baked, you can drizzle them with white or dark chocolate or both, or even just a little powdered sugar. Or you can even just sprinkle them with nuts, which is pretty common too. So that's your Spritz cookie.